What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is an impromptu, but I said it might happen. I am Rob Wilson of Arstellations, and welcome to Movie Reviews. I am a cinema fan, in addition to being an artist and a comic book reader. And I got a chance to see Black Adam, and that's exactly what this stream is about. I'm not going to stream for that long, maybe about 45 minutes or so, but I will try my best to contain my excitement because yeah, I don't know what the critics were smoking, but they were wrong. I'll put it this way, if you like Man of Steel, if you like Shazam, and if you like most of the best first 10 years of the MCU, that's Black Adam literally. That's the whole movie. And we got one of our greatest heroes back too. Um, hail to the chat. What's going on, J Bot? Art, how you doing, man? Mo Biggs, Hell Comics Gate. That's how we rocking it. I couldn't help it. I was like, I got to say something about this movie while it's still fresh in my mind. Already put the invite in the chat. If y'all want to hop on. So if you got any questions, I'll try my best to answer them without spoiling anything. But man, this movie, there was very few moments that this movie had like, dead air. It was action packed. It was always some pressure going on. Big epic fights, godlike on the level. It was exactly what DC should have been producing years ago. And I don't see 80s. You're safe. I know. I'm waiting on 80s to ambush me. People like, you went to see Go Black Adam? See, that's your problem, man. You supported cuties by going to see Black Adam. I'll never let that go. That was like the funniest moment. It threw me off guard. I was like, huh? But God bless 80s, man. If I can catch him, I sent him a message earlier today. He might be busy, so if I can catch him, that'd be great. We sit back and chat and shoot the shit, do what we normally do, do what us guys do. And like I said, I just put the invite in the chat. Like I said, it's open season. But I gotta tell you, sure, there were some flaws in the movie. What movie doesn't have flaws? A couple plot holes, sure, absolutely. Switching things around, sure. All the usual stuff that people can nitpick about. But this movie was, I believe, yes, the greatest comic book movie I've seen this year, hands down. And that crushes uh Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness. That crushes all the Marvel TV shows. This movie Black Adam that took somewhere between 6 to 10 years to make. um and was it DC executives chose to somehow kind of push back on some of the things they wanted to do. The Rock had to put up his own money to do it. And that's what you got to do. As John Favreau said during one of the Marvel MCU red carpets, don't wait for somebody to tell you to make it. You got to do it yourself. And I have not been this excited for a Rock movie. And yes, I still call him The Rock because I grew up with him in WWE. Before everyone watched pro wrestling, I saw him first. And this was one of his best. I enjoyed this movie. I haven't enjoyed a Rock movie like this since The Rundown. And if you ever seen The Rundown, it's one of his best movies. It's a WWE independent film. It was just everything in there. Uh, I got my wish. I got my wish going into it. Unlike with Marvel, I was hoping Tom Cruise would play, Iron Man in Doctor Strange. Didn't happen. I got my wish with freaking Black Adam. Pierce Brosnan as Dr. Fate stole the show. I got everything I asked for. And that's all I asked. I pay my money. I want to see something, worthwhile. I definitely saw it. The fights were brutal. This dude was doing fatalities. I mean, finish him. I think in this movie, in the beginning of it, without spoiling too much, he did as much damage as John Berthold's Punisher. Um, like normally in the opening scene, first episode of Punisher season one, season two, he kills a rack of people. So, just kind of equate that, The Rock trying to, Dwayne Johnson playing the character. This is the best role for a superhero he could have ever played. He could have taken Luke Cage. He could have taken, Thanos. He could have taken a number of roles, but I think this fit him perfectly. Him coming off of one of the first movies that he broke into which was Scorpion King. So this was right along that alley of the stuff he's known for. Conduct is a thing, going back to the Black Adam lore. And I mean, really, the only thing that was mainly missing from Black Adam was his hair. That's about it. But this dude was ruthless, man. He is the absolute definition, and Dwayne Johnson portrayed the definition of an anti-hero, walking that thin line of massacre, and justice. And they had a great big bad, which nobody saw coming. It was absolutely phenomenal. That opened the door for like so many characters. And again, this isn't a spoiler based on what everybody already knows about the movie based on the trailers. But introducing the Justice Society of America, I think, really created a very pivotal point um, for where this movie could be going. Now, I don't know whether, the critics are doing a campaign of, hey, let's downvote this movie because it's not enough diversity or inclusion, or maybe because Zaslav okayed some things they didn't like, and that's fine if there's a campaign to try to destroy this movie, because just set aside all the overthinking process. Just sitting, what's his name, Robert Pattinson's whack ass Batman, which for some reason a lot of people like, and that's fine. I like the first Suicide Squad, and I like the Suicide Squad. I was a big fan of both. The first one for a lot of cameos, and we got so many cameos in this movie. Like this movie picked up kind of like, I think this movie kind of picked up right where the Peacemaker series left off, in terms of like so much going on. It's bigger than just, one character's origin story. It's bigger than just, one group of superheroes. It really touched the basis of a lot of stuff. We got some wizard cameos and stuff like that, but hey, Mr. C is back, and can't get mad at me because Anna, that Star Wars girl, has been talking about it first, even before the damn movie came out. And all I'm saying is Mr. C is back. I am so thankful. I know he was so happy to put the suit back on, so happy. And that's the thing, sometimes you might be guilty of being a great actor, but you can also be guilty of freedom as well. You know what I'm saying? So this movie really, really got past a lot of the nonsense that Hollywood has been doing lately that really make movies stink. Um, you say I might hop on if you're still on. Cool, cool. Yeah, like I said, I'm not gonna be in here for too long. Excuse me. I just had to talk about this movie while it was still fresh in my mind. I want to see it again. I gotta see it again. There's no doubt about it. Um, I wonder if it's in 3D. All the Doctor Fate stuff was amazing. Hawkeye was kind of like a Black Pantherish type character. Whatever, I get it. Not much talk of Thanagar and all that, and I get it. They color swapped them, they're race swapped them, whatever. It's all good. Um, I hope he gets. I hope he gets a chance to be the Superman we all want to see. Who knows? Time will tell. But all I gotta say is, thank you, Ethan Van Sciver, for drawing our attention, Comicsgate um, fans and viewers that watch your content, for drawing attention to what David Zasloff has been doing. The cancellation of a lot of garbage ass shows has been done on his watch since he's been in. And I think at first, when you first start mentioning David Zasloff, I didn't think much was going to come of it. I was just kind of like, we'll see, but it took him and it took the long time effort of The Rock 6 years, 6 years to get this movie out. Is it is a little too late? Too late or too late? That's up to people to make up their mind. And I get it. For those that are checked out mentally, you don't want to see, comic book superhero movies from the big two in the theater. I get it. I skipped Thor Love and Thunder because I mean the way they were selling it, I knew it was gonna be garbage. So that's the whole big thing with that. But this really gives me hope if DC can produce some over the top stuff. Oh, even if you like Aquaman, this has so many elements going on in it, like Aquaman did, which made it break $1 billion. Um, I would hope that this makes some pretty good money because I liked it. I want to see more of this DCEU universe, whether they're linking it to Zack Snyder or they're just passing off Zack Snyder, and they're going to bring in James Gunn to start making some good Superman movies. But I don't even know who the director was of this Black Adam movie, but it was enough. It was enough, I think, to be called a blockbuster. Now, like I said, um, I might have stuck at the right time. Looks like something new and exciting in the DCU. Yep. Yes, sir. Yeah, I mean, sometimes you got to take a chance. You got to roll a dice. I mean, if they were, it's simple. Or you said, I might have struck at the right time. It looks like something new. Okay, I got you, J Bot. Yeah, here's the thing. If they would, if they would have sold Black Adam as the gayest DC movie ever, I wouldn't have go seen it. Did I go see Birds of Prey? Hell no. When they started talking about we're gonna take down the patriarchy, I was like, whatever, you know. And I got a chance to see the Batman only because it was my opportunity to get the hell off base when I was deployed, So it was a movie to watch. I was not impressed. The people I went to go see it with, they weren't impressed. But hey, some people like that version of Batman. I still think right now Michael Keaton, Christian Bale, and Ben Affleck are like my top three. We've had plenty of Batman. We had quite a few Supermen, but there's only one Black Adam. And I gotta say this: um, if Tony Stark and Phil Coulsonish for a while are kind of like the glue, or were the glue of the MCU, maybe even Nick Fury. One can argue for that. I'll give you it. Amanda Waller is the damn glue of the DCEU. And one of the things I've asked for, as far as, a menacing group um, that DC has not used for their movies, but they were notorious in like the Superman TV series. They were notorious in the, was it the Justice League shows, TV shows. They finally got some shine, and that made it perfect for them to fit into this world where it was so much going on. The battles, I'm telling you, the battles was legit. The Rock was getting it. There was maybe one scene where the CGI kind of looked subpar, but it was so quick, if you blinked, you might have missed it. But I saw it and I was like, oh, okay, I get it. This is their first run. The Rock had to throw his own money into it. People were against it. They were pushing back on who was going to be in the movie. But lo and behold, I'm telling you, from what I saw, there's only one post-credit scene. There's only one. But let me tell you this. That is the only one you need. I'm telling you straight up. That's the only one you need. Um you can't top the post credit scene that they had with something else. It only goes downhill after that. So it's absolutely beautiful. Um, I hope Batfleck comes back. That was great casting. Yeah, here's my thing, and it worked out for, in my opinion, for Ben Affleck because to me, Dawn of Justice was so dry. It was like a heap of dry leaves that was just taxing my soul with that embarrassing ass uh, Lex Luthor. Especially after coming off of Kevin Spacey, who just got released today, by the way. Court found him not guilty of molesting somebody underage. Um, H to the Izzo, you know, y'all know how that goes. But Kevin Spacey, superb actor, superb Lex Luthor, and then you gave us Jesse Eisenberg. It was garbage, in my opinion. Some people can debate, oh, well, that was the son of Lex Luthor Jr. and all. I don't care about that. I don't care about the siblings and relatives of arch nemesis rich people that face Superman. It was clearly not my concern. I wanted to see Superman versus Batman. You know what was really awesome about Batflick? What's going on, Mo Biggs? Uh oh. We wanted Heisenberg, not Eisenberg. I might have said that wrong. I haven't liked Jesse Eisenberg movies since The Social Network, which I thought he did a great job in that. And so did Andrew Garfield. But with what I saw, um it looks like a freaking large universe, man. It really brought to attention um what you say? You didn't say that wrong. Heisenberg from Breaking Bad. See, one of these days I gotta watch Breaking Bad. I've never seen it. I've always seen what's his name? Ryan Cranston in like cameo movies like Total Recall and then the first Godzilla, uh the new series. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely amazing. And like I said, hey, if anybody wants to come on, um, I put the link in the comments, which is acting weird now. All right. That's not gonna work. I'm putting the invite in the comment section because I learned that yeah, why not have an open season every now and then? That's what Hex Allen he did when he was drawing some Rogue, and I caught a little bit of that, I believe, last night, and that was pretty fun. I got a chance to share that. So with this movie, you don't have to think too hard. It's not a mind bender. Um, I the action so was enough to sell it. The battles was enough to sell it. The special effects, oh my gosh, man! I mean, The Rock, they even stole a page out of you know how like the X-Men movies when they introduce Quicksilver, they start having one scene just set for, man. Like, look, here's what I'm saying. This dude came out of the grave or wherever he was swinging, and he was taking no prisoners. After a while, I was like, this dude is OP'd as shite. I was like, man, y'all gotta get some heavy hitters in here. And even with the Justice Society, they were great. Like I said, Hawkman, he did his thing. The guy that played him, he put his own spin to it. He did it, made it work. They got him for the role. I'm not too big on race swapping or gender swapping characters, but that happened. Oh shit! Be careful with that link, Rob. Matt Barr had porn bots jumping. I wonder what they start doing. When they just start showing sex scenes and trying to take down the show. I'm not watching the movie. Alpha Proto show. Hey, I understand. I get it, man. Some people are already checked out, like I said. But for me, I haven't felt this excited for a movie in a good long while. And I did not get a chance to see Spider-Man No Way Home because we couldn't leave base when I was deployed. So I didn't get a chance to see that. So I can't say, you know, that the experience was equal or somewhere near such. So I'm not watching it now, but but I'll watch it when it comes on stream. See, you're supporting cuties by watching Black Adam on streaming service. Sorry, couldn't help it. Oh man, Rock didn't even have the right hair. Yeah, yeah, that's what I said. Did he at least have the pointy ears? No, there were no pointy ears. And like I said, all the minor details, that people look for, yeah, you're probably going to be disappointed, and that may be enough to not enjoy the epic, battles and fights on a Dragon Ball Z level or a Dragon Ball Super level. That's fine, but like, hey, like I said, um, I can't expect DC or Marvel to, you know, perfect things. But one thing I can expect with DC is that they've done so freaking bad in the past. They can't help but to do better. And they got over 10 years worth of stuff to snatch from the MCU, like the good stuff, and make it work for them. You know, he didn't even try. Man, with the way he was fighting in that movie, them ears probably would have fell off. They could have CGI'd it, but that might have jacked up. He probably would have looked jacked up. But yeah, when I go when I go a movie to see a character, I want the actor to look like the character. Indeed, indeed, I agree. As much as possible. Robert Downey Jr. looks like Tony Stark and Iron Man too easy. I completely understand. Um, what's his name? Dang, I can't think of his name. It escaped my memory. Benedict Cumberbatch. He dons a goatee. He has the hair. He looks like Doctor Strange, right? No Way Home was okay. It really didn't add anything to the MCU. Just member berries. The best thing about Spider-Man No Way Home for me was Norman Osborn. He killed that role like brutally. There was no doubt about that. Um, he was on a rampage, and the fact that he abandoned the mask left people kind of like in that gray area. Is he okay? Is he not okay? Did he turn away from the Goblin and whatnot? I knew Doc Ock was going to end up turning into a good guy once they fixed his inhibitor chip with the smart arms that were talking to him, because that was the only thing that was making him a villain. To me, there are limits to how much I demand the character to look the part. Like, I didn't care that Wolverine isn't 5'2" in the movies. I know, yeah, some people were worried about, getting Danny DeVito casted as Wolverine, because he's short like that. It happens. I mean, same thing with artists. Artists draw these comic book characters in different likeness. I got schooled learning that learning that freaking they made Norman Osborn look like Tommy Lee Jones at one point in the comics. I thought that was crazy. Ditching the ears was a good idea with Namor right around the corner. Oh, and you know what? Speaking of which, I saw that new trailer, Black Panther 2 with the Namor thing, man. That show looks whack. You know, Angela Bassett looks like the buffest Wakandan in that movie. Even more buff than the Dora Milaje. That's saying something. And I want to talk about one other thing too. There was a trailer for Creed 3. Genius trailer. Genius trailer. Who else could Creed fight and rival with? There's somebody from his backstory, a Mike Tyson-ish like character. Watch the trailer if you get a chance. It was I was like, okay, this dude that's playing Kang the Conqueror, he is cut. He is ready for battle. And although I probably will avoid the Kang dynasty as much as I can, That dude look right. He looks right for Creed 3. You know what I'm saying? He trying to get it. Let me say that would have looked goofy in real life. Yeah, I mean that happens. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. He's supposed to be 5'3", not 5'2". See, y'all picking inches. Y'all picking inches now. You know, um, and that does not look like Namor. Yeah, exactly. He's not. It's not even Atlantis now. It's like he's like some Aztecian Mayan underwater king. You know, type of thing. They totally changed the origin of Namor for this Black Panther 2, which they didn't totally change the origin of Black Adam. So I got past, I wasn't even worried about the ears, you know, with Black Adam, the ears or the hair. You know, that was my take on it. I think I would have liked No Way Home more if it didn't get such insane over the top hype from people. I liked it fine, but people were acting like it was the best movie they ever saw. It's because they got to see those other two Spider-Men. If those other two Spider-Man, Andrew Garfield and uh um you know why am I forgetting his names? Freaking Tobey Maguire or Bully Maguire. If those two weren't in it, that would have reduced the hype of that movie to a degree. And they knew, you know, they were coming because Into the Spider Verse had been talked about so many damn times and overhyped so many damn times, and I really like that animation. Not at all. So that's that's my take on it. Agreed. But you had to have so many cameos in there to close that story, and now they're hinting Spider-Man 4, but which Spider-Man will it be? And I'd rather end it on that because they basically made it seem like Spider-Man doesn't exist anymore. No one, everybody forgot. A win name amnesia caused everyone to forget who Peter Parker and Spider-Man was. Silly. Creed 3 looks sick. Yeah, I know, man. And hey, like the minute dude said, I just got out of prison and he took off the shirt and he was cut and boxing, I was like, that's a Tyson story. And they made kind of like a Tyson story, from the movie called Undisputed, where Ving Rhames was the champ and he got sexual assault charges and he got sent to prison. He had to fight his way out of prison. So I'll take it, Goofy is comics. It's comics. Indeed, indeed, And you want to make these characters look kind of menacing. And I think to a degree, some of these studios, some of the directors, the non-woke ones, are starting to understand that, you know, um, if you give if you make your character look as accurate as possible, for some people that don't read comics, they're gonna be like, "Who's this character in this silly getup?" They're not gonna take him serious. I mean, that happens for some of the characters. Like you take Doctor Strange, his outfit had to be retrofitted for a modern day, audience. So that kind of thing. But No Way Home really showed that MCU Spidey has no real villains of his own. That they're iconic as Toby's Green Goblin. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, basically, MCU Spidey's villains were the Avengers villains. That was pretty much it. Let's see. They like No Way Home because they were surprised by the Spider Man. They did not advertise them for the movie. They were only rumored. Fan Fans were happy to see the rumors come true. Indeed, indeed, and I was glad they did it too because it needed to happen. And technically, they still got the Sinister Six wrong because Mysterio was already dead. I've said and advocated for a long time. If you remember the Burly Brawl fight in the Matrix Reloaded, with all the different Smiths fight Neo on the basketball court, I made a prediction that can only be topped by Spider-Man fighting all of the Sinister Six at one time. But it's got to be just Spider-Man. But because that was not the case, Mysterio was already dead at the beginning of the movie. Freaking J. Jonah Jameson was portrayed Alex Jones, who was playing who. There's all kind of crazy madness going on. Um, So that's how that rolled. Tyson's story sounds like Clubber Lang all over again. Well, yeah, let's make it Clubber Lang slash Tyson. Mix and mold. Why not? Anything goes when you got the money to make these movies. And that movie is directed by Michael B. Jordan. So why not him fill into the Tyson story and the Clubber Lang story? I hated the Burley Brawl. The CG wasn't ready for that back then. So it looked bad to me. Understandable. Hey, CG gets better over time. I loved it. I thought it was one of the greatest martial arts masterpieces, merging with um, computer graphics for its time. And the fact that they had to make a program to have more Smiths constantly come out, I thought that was pretty awesome. And then they evolved it to their Dragon Ball Z fight in part three, which, not everybody liked, but hey, I took it for what it was. I enjoyed it. Let's see, I watched the Burly Broad part of that DVD so much. People hate the sequels, but I love that fight. Yeah, indeed. The soundtrack, Burly Brawl sound. Oh my gosh. I can play that song and literally visualize every punch, every kick, every hop over. Neo snatching up the pole and start doing this Tinkerbell whirling round, hitting the agents, all the Agent Smiths. And right where Agent Smith gets hit, knocked into the bench, and then he says, "More." That's how many times I watched him. I've gone to sleep watching that damn fight and woken up watching that damn fight. So I definitely can relate how much I enjoy. I get what he's saying, but being excited to see the other two Spider-Man when they weren't expecting them. My friend dragged me to the Ring 2 and I was so bored out of my mind. Bro, how could you be bored out of the Ring 2 when they revealed that basically Vincent Ordofrino was like a priest kingpin slash daredevil. He was a blind priest. I'm kidding. I know that movie was terrible. I laughed the whole movie. I laughed the whole movie. Um, The Ring, passing around college kids. Terrible. I got you, Mo Biggs. But I got happy when Gary Cole had a cameo. Um, I mean, it didn't make me think the movie didn't suck, but I felt better for 2 minutes or so until the scene was over. Fair enough. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we have just that one moment. The first part of the Burly Brawl was real, then it switched over to CG. It doesn't change things. I enjoyed it. That's all I can say. Alpha Proto Show. If you didn't like it, I understand. Respect. Let's see. I just didn't like the Matrix sequels at all. My mind rejected them. Oh, you rejected the Matrix? Mo Biggs, you might be the one. um, like that long fight scene on top of the train. It had no tension from me. Oh, you talking about on top of the trucks, the 18 wheelers? It had no tension for me because he can fly, so who cares if they knock him off? Basically, he had to show in right at the perfect time. Like the gospel song. He may not come when you want him, but he'll be there right on time. That's kind of what they were going for with Neo, since he's supposed to be the new Son of Man. But hey, look, like I said, Black Adam, I'd say give it a shot. If you already go in with the mindset that hey, I'm not gonna like the movie, or there's something I don't like about the character, or I don't like The Rock, which was me for a long time. I didn't like The Rock for a decade. Once he put out Doom, I was like, this guy's a joke, people's chump. I didn't see the skyscraper movie he did. The fake Die Hard. I saw Be Cool. That was like, I think that was like one of the last ones I saw. Be Cool and Scorpion King, Walking Tall, The Rundown. But there was really the Jumanji stuff. I skipped that, man. I ain't watching that. Robin Williams, baby. Where's Robin Williams and David Allen Greer? That's the classic. And Van Pelt, I didn't watch those remakes. What was it? Rampage? Didn't watch it. There's a lot of rock movies I skipped for years. So for me, I feel like this is one of his better things, especially since he's been trying so hard to get into the comic book superhero stuff. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But he was willing to fight just as hard as Ryan Reynolds to get his character. And it took Ryan Reynolds what, 10 years, somewhere around there, to freaking get into that, to get into a pure Deadpool. So I'm happy for The Rock that he at least got to put this movie out. Whether people dog it, don't like it, or it doesn't make that much money or whatever. I'm glad he got to put it out. All right, let me play catch up. Let me see. The problem with the Matrix is the premise itself. There is no real hope of humanity winning. The best they could do was a truce or stalemate. Not worth it. Indeed, and if you know a little bit of the history with the Matrix, Matrix was a stolen movie. The Wachowskis stole that from Sophia Stewart, where she wrote the original script of uh, the pure form, which was called the Third Eye, and I think um, that movie script had a much more compelling story. So she had to go through tons of court cases to get compensation for her work, because out of her script came the Matrix and the Terminator movies. So she has been on numerous shows explaining how the Terminator movies tie into the Matrix, and that John Connor was the initials JC, also playing for Jesus Christ. So the machines went back in time to try to kill the one back then before he became Neo. And just check her out, Sophia Stewart. So that's probably one of the reasons why the Matrix is kind of is it's it was an awakening of a new philosophy, so to speak, but at the same time, it had a futile hope of humanity winning. Definitely check her out, Sophia Stewart. I have all three of her books. Rock thinned out for Hollywood, but he didn't start getting superstar hype until he packed on all the muscle. Indeed, indeed, and still he was still scared to come back and fight Brock Lesnar in WWE. Brock was still fresh from the UFC, like pummeling John Cena and sending out Suplex City, bitch. Yeah, Rock was cast as Black Adam a long time ago. Yeah, he was talking shit about the MCU at the MTV what was it, movie awards or whatever show that was, where Salt and Pepper played live um the song that was in Deadpool. And Ryan Reynolds, he won like a big award at that. But like the Rock was talking smack back then. Let's see, Alpha Proto at the start of the DCEU. Yeah, yeah, I know. I mean, I don't know how him and Zack Snyder connected. Apparently, they didn't connect at all, from what we know. But it's good to hear. The Rock having um, some connection and respect for Henry Cavill. It's very good to hear that. It's good to see that. So we might get to see a absolute dream match one of these days in the future. And hey, the MCU has done great for 10 years. Maybe it's time for somebody to take that title, because clearly they ain't doing it right now. So I'll take Black Adam versus Superman in a movie any day of the week. I will go to the theater. You know, there should be no way you can screw that up. I'm assuming the only way you could screw it up is by having Zack Snyder direct it again, and then we get uh, Dawn of Justice. So after watching the Animatrix, I can see the Terminator tie-ins. Yeah, indeed. And then one of the most profound for me is I mentioned it a couple of times, the Second Renaissance, titled, what was it, the Animatrix, the Second Renaissance parts 1 and 2. And those were deep, man. Those were some deep cuts. of how the machines started off friendly and then they were like, fuck humanity. That's basically how they went. Um, odd how they go hand in hand. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you ever want to check it out, because I mean, like I said, Sophia Stewart, she's done numerous interviews. She's put all the was it all the dialogue in the court cases that she's had to fight for. Um, and literally, she put herself in her own story. She was basically the oracle, the mother of the Matrix. So I've read Third Eye, which was the original Matrix script, and it's deep. It deals with alien races. It deals with demonic powers. It deals with limited power, and most of it does not take place in the Matrix. It doesn't. There is a planet ran by machines, and there is a queen of machines there, which I think if somehow they come out with another Matrix movie, they'll probably try to hint at that. But yeah, and Sophia Stewart, she produced more work later on after that. Truly deep stories, and she made them specifically to be movies. She wrote the scripts to be movies. It's crazy to think that she wrote it during her college years. The first one reminded me of the film I Robot, and that's the thing with Hollywood. Alpha Proto. I don't think it's too hard to, you know, you're an outsider and you've got a fire golden egg or a golden goose, and you start submitting scripts to people, and next thing you know, they don't say anything. And then next thing you know, you got all these variations of movies, like different parts of your baby has been, disseminated to different studios so they can just play the game of denial. So that's why with Virgin Kill Paradox, my comic, I don't mind sharing it now because it's copywritten. It took me hell of a time to get it copywritten and get the certificate for it with the script and the writing and the comic book, but I got it done. You know, but as far as the other stuff, I can't share too much of it because Hollywood probably has those scouters. They're always looking for new stuff to snatch. That's the name of the game. So, in reference to that, freaking Black Adam snatched a ton of stuff. I will say that I think Doctor Fate is possibly better represented than Doctor Strange has been. Um, but we'll see. We'll see. What the fate of Fate will be in the future. So. Say, yeah, when you submit a script to a studio, it becomes their property. Yep. That's why I never did original characters for Marvel neither, because they have you sign you fill out a form and you acknowledge that, hey, you're submitting this, and later on down the road, if we make something similar, you can't sue us. So it's a legal document for them to steal. Um, but with Black, and like I said, with Black Adam, they were on a roll. The damage that was done is just like crazy for a movie. Like I said, if you like Man of Steel, if you like Aquaman, if you like the first 10 years of the MCU, and if you like it was the Suicide Squad, even if you like the first Suicide Squad, this is worth watching, and it really adds to the DCEU. You know, I'm excited to see it again. I really am. So that's all I got. I'm gonna go ahead and tap out everybody. Thanks for showing up, Alpha Proto, Mo Biggs, JBot Art. I know so many people are streaming this time of night. Normally I don't stream by this time of night. However, I had to do it because Black Adam was so freaking good, in my opinion. In my opinion. Not everybody's gonna think so. But hey, if you want to humor yourself and just see how good you think it could be, good. I mean, I got my money's worth. I went actually to see Doctor Fate, and Doctor Fate delivered, and The Rock delivered too. You know, um, he wasn't his usual smart aleck self, but he had to play the character that this character that Black Adam is, and I think he played it fairly well given the time frame from his origin to his current. Hey, what's going on, Hex Allen? How you doing, man? Yeah, I catch a replay for the first 50 minutes. Yeah, it's all good. Yeah, I mean, I like I said, I had to say something about it before it left my memory, or too much time elapsed, because hey, this is DC in a good direction, and apparently based on some of the decisions that they're making with Mark Silvestri doing Batman again, and what was it? Todd McFarlane, rumored or possibly getting ready to do some stuff too. That is a great thing. So, hey, I'm all for improvement. The story of the hero is about redemption. I'm not saying I'll always support the big two. When they're wrong, when they screw up, they screw up. I'm not I'm not supporting that. But I will say this before I go. As I'm working on my comic book, Virgin Kill Paradox, issue number 1, I highly encourage anyone who wants to see some of my previous work, because I have produced a comic book before. It wasn't my best work, but it was what I could do with with the tools that I had. And I did launch Virgin Kill Paradox issue number 0 um, back in 2008, and I'm going to go ahead and show you. The link is in the chat where it can be where you can get it on demand. It is print on demand right now. 20-page comic. It is like 11 bucks. That's the price I had to pay. So I just needed to really get it out there. But yes, I do have a comic out, a sci-fi action comic where the surface of the earth is in shambles due to the nuclearized World War III. The future could have been lost without the help of the convectionment of corporation turned government, with the solution of 4 aerial cities for the remainder of humanity to survive. Their rule of law is enforced by their genetically engineered assassin sisters that will eliminate all targets as long as they don't butt heads from different ideals. This is the first issue in a comic series that will tie into an even bigger story. So, yeah, for people that say, hey, Comicsgate always knocks out, always bashes, DC. Hey, I gave a great review of what I thought was a good movie in Black Adam, featuring Dwayne Johnson. And also for people that say that Comicsgate does not um, does not show interiors with the wording, it's here. It's here. Virgin Kill Paradox issue number 0. This is my trial run comic. It has the actual interiors. This is the old style of art that I was using, kind of anime-ish, but now I've gravitated more towards American comic book style. So this is at least a testament to some of my previous work. Like I said, you can purchase it on the at Artemerith. That's what the website I'm on now, and the link is in the chat. Feel free to explore it. Read the same thing that I just read to you right here and now. Yes, you have dialogue. This is drawn at 600 DP, very high res. It's right there. So, for anybody that might want to see, what I have done in the past, to understand what I plan on doing in the future, there you go. It is right there and available at your fingertips. Alpha Proto said, if someone deep fakes hair and pointy ears onto Black Adam, I will watch it. Hey, you gotta look out those fan made films. They be killing it with those Alpha Proto. They be killing it, no doubt about it. So that might be a possibility. Sometimes it takes the fans to make great stuff. We've seen that. This is remarkable engagement for only 72 subs. Hey, it's I guess, hey, Black Adam's out. It's the movie. That's why I felt like I had to talk about this because you know, hey, some people, like I said, are already checked out when it came to the big two. But with this movie, I said, give me Dr. Fate. Pierce Brosnan's Dr. Fate. That looks like a great adventure. And lo and behold, it was. If this came out during the summer, I think this movie would have done better than Thor Love and Thunder, assuming they're not, Disney's not paying for movie theater tickets, buying out whole movie theaters. But yeah, like I said, I enjoyed it. I had a great time. I plan on seeing it again. It's one of the better movies that's out right now, aside from Top Gun Maverick. And that movie's actually still in some theaters. They should probably be at 2 billion by now. But yeah, that's all I got. This is me coming to you, Rob Wilson, with true passion. If a comic book movie is done right, I'm going to talk about it. If a comic book movie is done wrong, I'm going to talk about it. If it's not worth me seeing, yeah, I won't talk about it. There are some things not worth my time. Some things I just don't do. You know what I'm saying? But regardless, Black Adam had me sold, and I got my money's worth for what I saw. And I look forward to go seeing it again because if they're gonna keep producing good content, that's my money's worth. Just like as EVS keeps producing good products, which I just got my I don't know if y'all can see it. Yeah, I just got my Salamandroid and Cyberfrog gold edition as he had it on sale for like 40 bucks on Saturday night. I got it. So that's the thing, if you produce good products, you got a customer. And I'll support it and I'll share it with the world. That's the whole key thing. That's how it goes. So when you say, oh my God, I have that lamp. See, Hex Allen, we're connected. Yeah, I just keep forgetting to cut it on. The lava lamp, I keep forgetting to cut that damn thing on. With all the other flashy lights I got here, when I feel like I want to pretend like I'm up in the club. But yeah, that's all I had to share with you guys. My hype train I think is starting to subside, and I'll probably be going to bed in a few hours. I'm gonna check and see if 80's got a show, and I'll probably hop in the chat over there. I don't know if yeah, we'll see. We'll see. But no doubt about it. I definitely recommend going to see Black Adam. I think Black Adam is better than the Batman with freaking Robert Pattinson, hands down. And for a Black Adam level threat, you need an equivalent response. For now, we just got, Justice Society of America, which I thought, even though it wasn't that many of them, I thought it was pretty decent. Oh yeah, and with Adam Smasher, I thought it was pretty interesting. It seems like they played off of the the old Hank Pym who can no longer use the suit and he entrusted it with somebody else. They cut right to that real quick. That no whole long origin story. It's just like, hey, be careful when you use it. It's an antique, blah blah blah, boom boom boom. And then there's this one black chick who controlled wind and she was doing a lot of flashy psychedelics. Well, she was all right, just I don't know whether that character was gender swapped or race swapped or whatever, but she was there enough where it wasn't too much. She had all the weird green flashing lights and all that stuff. She was fine. But between Pierce Brosnan, Dr. Fate, and the guy that played Hawkman, I thought they did fairly good to represent the Justice Society of America. Um, so yeah, if you get a chance, go see Black Adam in theaters, up in the club, and if you like it, share it with the world. If you disagree with the critics like I do, because we know critics are bought and paid for, and they're definitely not up in the club. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the hell out of here, y'all. Thanks for stopping by. This is Rob Wilson of Our Installations, and this is my review, spoiler free, semi spoiler free, of Black Adam. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson hits hard with his superhero debut, and it took him 10 years to do it. Some people may not care about that, but hey, that's a story of of overcoming obstacles and reaching triumph within itself. Even if you have been held up many times by the wrong people that just don't go up in the club. All right, I'm out of here, y'all. It just keeps playing in my head. That damn EVS. He's got some of the best entertainment. But I'm out of here. Thanks for stopping by. This is Rob Wilson signing out. Remember to keep it omni and God bless America, because we really, really, really do need it, because folks is crazy and they going in, they're not going up in the club. All right, peace out. Oh, shoot. Who's the one? Oh, there we go.